Wasting time on random innocent businessmen and extort these motherfuckers. These motherfuckers were only interested in sex with the hosts involved. The hosts who were interested in me and got involved, those hosts. And sadistic, murderous power tripping through the weapon system, and now they have gone completely out of hand from the 22nd of May 2021 with over abuse of too many pulses due to the inaction of society. This is where serious people now come in, like gangsters, police, politicians, gangsters like tech savvy gangsters. Think of Mr. Vazai when you talk about it, man, when you think of the police. Why? Because this weapon system is bigger than me, bigger than you, and bigger than the atom bomb. This is not meant for sex junkies to maim and kill this public. That's not what this weapon system is all about. You need to wake up. This is too powerful, and this has too serious, too far-reaching implications for this country to be left in the hands of sex and drug addicts, sex and drug orgy fueled. Nobody's come. Nobody's come. Mother Jat. This is not meant to be left with these kind of motherfuckers. The Indian government needs to take over, confiscate every last copy of this weapon system. And I, the person stuck in this hell and horror from so long, I'm a friend, I'm a Hindu, I'm a nationalist, and I'm not aligned with any specific political party. But this is who I am. I'm a nationalist and I'm a Hindu. And I'm a nationalist from long before BJP came into power this strongly in the last decade. I do respect Mr. Modi. I find him, he comes across as a very articulate and capable politician in terms of foreign policy. Internal politics, I have no clue why. I'm stuck in this horror and hell from so long. So I literally don't know, and I don't care. As far as foreign policy is concerned, as far as the way he carries himself off in the world stage, I like him. He comes across as a very good leader. I like the way he carried himself off with Donald Trump when he met some Indians, some kind of ceremony. The way he got assertive and took charge and lifted Trump's hand up. Now that for me is like that's what I respect. That's what I respect in a leader of this country. That's something I can respect. The way he came across when in that interview with Mr. Putin, where Megyn Kelly, she happens to be she was left wing, then excuse me, she was right wing, then she flipped and she turned to left wing. When she joined CNN. So Putin, Mr. Putin, as most of you should know, he's good. He's good. He's a very strong leader, and he knows what he's doing. He's a very good grasp of geopolitics. So Mr. Putin, I have immense respect for him. Mr. Modi was sitting in between Megyn Kelly and Mr. Putin. So she turns to him thinking once she realizes it's not good, Mr. Putin, she finally turns to Mr. Modi, and she thinks he kind of that's what I'm gauging, she probably thought he's a soft target. So she goes after him and says, what do you think? What is your opinion? What do you think about this? Whatever they were talking about until then. So Mr. Modi's reply, you're talking about America, you're talking about Germany, you're talking about Clinton, you're talking about such big people. Why do you need a judge like me? I guess he meant, why do you need a humble judge like me? So that was a class response. Everybody was laughing, and then Mr. Putin complimented him as well, saying no, you need to be careful. He comes from a very ancient civilization. So these kind of things, as well as a little bit of the videos I've seen of his during his parliamentary deliberations, he comes across as a very articulate, intelligent leader. Other than that, I don't really care at this point in time. Honestly, I don't really care. I'd see the horror and hell I'm living in. Anyway, the point end message is, I'm a friend. I'm a Hindu and a nationalist, and I'm being this thoroughly tortured. I had a patriot as well, and I'm being this thoroughly tortured. And I myself am bringing this to the government of India through the appropriate agencies, the police, and I, at least because I never got opportunity up till now to be completely heard by a superior officer. This has never happened till now. The superior officer, as in the officer who's got the haysiyat to order a raid, up till now, after this much effort, this much torture, after this much spending money that I don't have, because I'm unable to work, because I'm tortured, tormented, and monitored 24/7. So after this much, I am yet to get to a person of the stature who can order an investigation, who can order a raid. I'm yet to get to somebody of that sort who will actually hear me out completely. Up till now, I've not got to that point at all. This is so insane. This is so bloody crazy. That's part of the reason I'm making this recording, hoping that they'll get the message that I'm a friend. I'm a Hindu. I'm a nationalist and a patriot. And I'm approaching you. I myself am willing to compromise with the institutions of the state. I myself am this very public national disgrace. I myself am looking to end this. So hear me out. Raid, confiscate all copies of the weapon system and debrief me. You debrief your friends and you interrogate your enemies and traitors. I'm a friend. So you need to debrief me. You debrief your assets. Debrief me and interrogate the traitors. Seize all copies of this weapon system. That is all I'm asking for. That is all I'm looking to do. Because once you do that, the torture, the 24/7 monitoring and torture from the sadistic, perverted, insane torture that I'm undergoing ends and I regain my freedom. That is all I'm looking to do. The same freedoms, all of you, the rest of you, whoever you are listening to this, all of you are taking for granted that same freedom. I'm not looking for any extra special freedom. I'm looking for an end to this insane, sadistic, horrific torture. Now I'm looking for freedom of privacy, my basic human rights, freedom to privacy, freedom to work, freedom to think, freedom to the same freedoms you all now take for granted. The freedom to live. I literally have lost all these freedoms. I'm being violently suppressed. Being violently aggressive. Violent is the right word. This is physical pain pulses that I get hit with, as well as voice to skull. Physical pain pulses with voice to skull. Voice to skull in itself should be more than enough for you to understand. For whoever you are. It doesn't matter if you're from a government agency or if you're average citizen. Which demographic does not matter. This is more than enough. 24/7 monitoring. 24/7 I have zero privacy. 24/7 I'm slandered, abused, messed with. And I'm also brutally physically tortured. There's an over abuse of pulses or impulses which causes physical pain from the 22nd of May 2021. This is too horrifically insane. The horror and hell I live in is too insane. But on the other side, this should help you understand how horrifically, insanely powerful this weapon system is. So what you're witnessing is watch to skull. That is what you get to witness. Now this is only happening in India, that you get to witness it in this way. It's never happened anywhere else on earth. Which means this is like the silver lining in the dark cloud, but in the average Aam Janata language, this is a gift. This is a bloody gift what you're receiving here. You're getting a gift. You're getting an insane opportunity. Now for us to get on top of this insane weapon system, because it's total human being control technology, and this will be turned into total population control technologies through programs like Sentient World Simulation. This will happen. This is already happening. You're witnessing it in my life. If you open your eyes and just Google and look around, you'll find a lot of people who are saying what I'm saying, will confirm what I'm saying. I myself am showing you that much proof. You're seeing it being done to me. What you get to conclusively witness is voice to skull, which you cannot deny. The rest of it, you see me limping around, those are knee pulses. You know they're being this badly, thoroughly monitored and 24/7 zero privacy. You think in front of a woman, when I know that there are women and girls interested, you think I will act? Is that what you think I'm doing? In my own home, it gets so intense. These motherfuckers make it so intense at times that I have to ask my senior citizen mother to fetch water from my bloody kitchen. It gets so bloody insane. You think I'm fucking acting in my own home? You think that's fucking what's happening? Voice to skull is what you're getting to conclusively witness. I'm showing you so much corroborative testimony from China or from the United States. That much testimony I'm showing you. You're conclusively getting to witness voice to skull. There are no chips and implants. My MRI report is also posted. No, I've sent it out to all the concerned authorities. I posted it online. I do not have any chips or implants. Even if there were chips and implants, it's still insane. But I do not have any. This technology is far more advanced. This locks on to brain print. This is too insanely powerful. So when this is this insanely powerful and what you're getting to witness, the corroborative testimony which I'm providing, so what should you do next? What should you do next? You should raid, seize, confiscate all copies of this weapon system, debrief me, and in the beginning, test it on me if you want. Test it on me. This is all I'm looking to do. No, this is all I'm looking for. This is all I'm looking to do. I'm not asking for money from the government. I'm not trying to shame the government. I'm not looking to... This is so insane. All I'm looking for is to end the torture, regain my freedom, and ensure this country gets a proper warning and wakes up. What kind of warning? The kind of warning you get when your bloody ship is sinking. Now you warn like the ship will sink. Plug that bloody hole. That is the warning you're getting. That is the warning I'm talking about. So this is the warning you're getting. The ship will sink. Meaning this country, if you do not wake up, this country is lost. This country is lost. The listener, whoever you are, it does not matter. What walks of... No, doesn't matter what demographics you belong to. Doesn't matter how much money you have, how much you don't have. Doesn't matter your sex. Doesn't matter. You're witnessing this. How? This affects everyone. Please stop being stupid. This affects every single human being in this country as well as the world. But let's stick to our country. It affects every single man, woman and child in this country, including you and your family and the future generations. That is how insane this is. The reason is the way this technology is too horrifically powerful. This is truly bigger than the atom bomb. When you can take complete control of a human being, it is more powerful than an atom bomb. And when you mass implement it through programs like SWS, Sentient World Simulation, it is true horrifically powerful. What will you do with nuclear weapons when, when all your top leaders, your opposition leaders, and your defense, all the top people in your defense forces, as well as the people who literally have to launch the missiles once the nuclear codes are initiated by the Prime Minister, the people who have to actually launch the missile, when they are compromised this thoroughly, what uses nuclear bombs? This is big. When I say this is bigger than me, this is bigger than you, this is bigger than the atom bomb, I'm not exaggerating. This literally is that big. I know India for all its good things, it has a lot of backwardness and backwardness. I understand. I am proper Hindu. No, I'm an Indian. No, I'm not foreign born. I'm returned from somewhere else. I am proper from India. But this is beyond insane what I'm getting to see. You need to wake up. This is too big. And again, all I'm looking for is to end the torture that is being sadistic, insane, brutal, unbearable torture that is being perpetrated on me 24/7 and regain my freedom. Along with that, I just want this nation to get a proper warning so that and how will they get that? By confiscating when they wake up and they confiscate all copies of this weapon system and start building technologies to shield our citizens. This is all I'm looking for. I'm not looking for money. I'm not looking to create a scene. This is already too big. too big to out in the open. And I've been pointing this way back from 2017, 2018 when this started, that I've been pointing out as I've been confronting society. It's like, what do you think I'm, Manjunath? Do you think I'm a fucking public personality? I'm like a fucking politician or a bloody celebrity? Who the fuck do you think? What right do you have, motherfucker, in my life? Now, I used to ask them at points in time where I had to ask them aggressively. Now, to help them understand, I never signed up for this sadistic, perverted snuff movie kind of reality show. I never signed up for this. When did I sign up? This is how I used to ask society, and then the people in society used to understand. But the help I never received until now. But this is too horrifically crazy now, because every single thing. See, back in the day, this was abused on me in secret. As an only voice to skull I was aware of, and that too I wasn't made aware of the technologies being abused on me. Voice to skull wasn't out in the open. Samaj knew about it, but nobody had the brains or the sense or the haysiyat, the awqat to even help me understand what was being done to me, what tech was being abused on me. Finally, in 2019, I myself, while researching radio frequency jammers, I finally found about these technologies, and now I have a lot of details. I have researched a lot about this, and I am an expert on this purely based on the tortures I've taken. The point here is, back then was done in secret, as in these pulses were in secret. Voice to skull was out in the open. So I myself was fooled after that when all the pulses were let go, and I myself was fooled. I thought it's just because it's so horrifically powerful. It's difficult for the human brain to comprehend. Suddenly, like, the first thing you'll think of, you'll check your body for scars. You'll want to know if the because that's what a logical human brain, first thing, that's what it'll just think you'll get what I'm saying. That's the reason a lot of people talk about chips and implants. But chips and implants are old technology. That's very old. So first thing you look for is scars. And then I even thought, have there been some point in my life in the recent past, like where which I can't account for, where I was passed out, there was no such point in time. There was no such point in time where I passed out somewhere in the street or some other place, where surgery could have been done. So that I ruled out. I can't find any scars on my body. That I ruled out. And on top of that, I got to get a bloody MRI scan done. After that, what do you do? It's so horrifically crazy. That is when, finally, when I found out the true natures and horrors of this technology, that's when I understood that this is horrifyingly more powerful because there are no chips or implants. This, to quote Brian Cofran, this is the holy grail of these technologies, end quote. And I completely agree with him. This truly is the holy grail of these kind of technologies, which is mind control technologies. This truly is the holy grail of these technologies. Now, when you can target someone remotely, from a distance, from thousands and thousands of kilometers away, I myself confirm 2,500 kilometers. I personally confirm this, and you cannot dispute this, because you know for a fact that I've gone to Delhi. From Bangalore to Delhi is 2,000 kilometers. I'm hearing the same bloody voices. I'm talking about April, because I was there for all of 2 working days, and then quickly I had to go to Jammu. So Jammu is around 2,500 kilometers. Jammu Kashmir is 2,500 kilometers from Bangalore. I myself am personally confirming this. How do you think a weapon system of this kind of a weapon system, CSF, is going to allow to check in? How do you think this is happening? Use your heads. Use your heads. This isn't rocket science what I'm talking about. This is pure logic. Well, I'm using pure logic and common sense to gauge that this technology is too horrifically powerful, and the range is in 2,000 plus kilometers, 2,500 plus kilometers, confirmed by me. Now, when it comes to whistleblowers, some of whom happen to be reputable scientists, it is way beyond that. The range is 100,000 kilometers, meaning anywhere on earth, there is no escape. There is no way to shield yourself. There is no escape. That is where the government comes in, because this is the government, which means, other than them being at this point in time and being incompetent and backward and slow and lethargic, it's the government, which means they have unlimited resources. They can just throw money at this. This is doable, but this is doable when you intervene in what is being done to me this publicly. That is when it's doable. What I refer to as a garden variety or arm janta microwave weapons, But I posted a video which shows a demonstration of that weapon system in the United States. China for a fact has this because in 2014 they had this on display, had that weapon system they called B something. They had it on display. So China has it, United States has it. And you see, I myself have posted the video. You've seen the demonstrations. It is real, it is here. I'm not going against the government of India here. The point here is, when that weapon system, it's see, one of the reasons I call it garden variety microwave weapon is because it's openly displayed by the nation states which own them and passed off as non-lethal crowd dispersal weapons. This microwave weapon that I'm talking, which is being abused on me, this is horrifically more powerful. This is complete control of the body and mind. The garden variety microwave weapon that has a range of about 7 football fields. You need to have line of sight. It's bulky. You can know it's a big armored truck kind of thing. On top of it, there's like a radar kind of device on top of it. You need line of sight. Isn't it obvious? No, that'll stick out if it's being abused on someone. That's not going to be able to target people from thousands of kilometers away. The microwave weapon system being abused on me, on the other hand, this is thousands of kilometers is a bloody range, and it's complete control of body and mind. It's complete electronic control of your body and mind. This is, you can see Mr. Aaron Alexis police report. He clearly mentions a microwave machine. Here Mr. Boyd, ex-Navy whistleblower. Lots of other whistleblowers that I myself have posted up. All confirm this. One of the names for this technology is microwave weapon. Why? Because this is classified under that. It has a long list of different names, but all of those names are talking about the same insanely, sadistically, too horrifically powerful weapon system, synthetic telepathy, which you're getting to witness. V2K or voice is called, which you're getting to witness. That is the same thing as synthetic telepathy. People out there who understand this, language like synthetic telepathy. Mandrake the magician, remember? That was about he had telepathic powers, but his was natural and it was a gift. This is synthetic telepathy using a electronic weapon system, using pure technology. You're able to send telepathic information to another human being from thousands of kilometers away. Is that not good enough for you to catch your attention and do something about it? These names are very descriptive to help you understand, and I did not keep those names. These are technical names that a lot of scientists and whistleblowers all over the planet are confirming. This is true synthetic telepathy, enforced remote neural monitoring. That is the word. Enforced telepathic readings is the words Julian Assange used just before he was arrested. He is talking about the same technology which is being abused on me. What do you think I'm referring to when I'm talking about, when I say an archive of my brain has been extracted? I'm talking about the same thing what Mr. Julian Assange is talking about. So I'm talking about the exact same thing. This is a insanely powerful technology through which you can monitor somebody's brain 24/7, and you can also extract an archive of the brain, as in everybody they've met, they've spoken to, they've heard, they've overheard, every last memory of yours and thought of yours, every last memory and thought of yours extracted and stored on a computer. And 24/7 in real-time monitoring, meaning any new memory you make, any new person you meet, anyone you speak to, all extracted and stored. This is how horrifically powerful this is. This is how insane this is. In other countries, it's like a lost cause. By other countries, I'm referring to China, I'm referring to the United States. You can listen to the ex-defense minister of Canada who speaks about United States. The way he speaks about it sounds like he's already looking at the United States as a lost cause. Why? Because they have a deeply entrenched deep state. The deep state is the military industrial complex, the oil and banking cartels, and certain rogue elements of the intelligence services. So these are people, this is a government behind the government, meaning they're not answerable to the Senate, they're not answerable to the President, and they're not answerable to the media or to the people. This is a shadowy government. These are the ones who are abusing this in the United States. So they do not have, in that sense, they do not stand a bloody chance. China, that is obvious. The Chinese Communist Party, the totally atheist, soulless, and they're fiercely brutal. No, they torture and kill their own people, millions and millions of their own people. From what I've read, Falun Gong practitioners were murdered, their organs harvested and sold. And Falun Gong happens to be a kind of a pacifist religion. So it wasn't exactly, from what I gather, a threat to the Chinese state. That's how brutal they are. You know what's happening in Xinjiang. Muslims are being tortured, incarcerated, they're being uprooted from their homes and planted in some other place, and the majority, which is Han Chinese, they're being pushed into Xinjiang. This is how insane China is. This is how crazy they are. It's a proper police state. So when China, obviously they don't stand a chance. The Chinese people do not stand a chance, because they're in a police state, and the Chinese Communist Party is itself abusing it on its own citizens as a controlled mechanism, as a tool to control their populations. So they do not stand a chance. In the United States, they don't stand a chance. In China, they don't stand a chance. But here in India, for all the backwardness, for all the corruption, for all the incompetence, we more than stand a chance. But for that, you need to intervene. If you intervene in my case, since this is this out in the open, if you intervene in my case, it's like a done deal. We can get the government working. The government will be forced to take action because it concerns them as well. You've seen the kind of people that I posted on some of the videos who are giving testimony in front of the US Senate. That's an ex-mayoral candidate, which is equivalent to a chief minister. So what do you think is going to happen in India? There is no option other than to wake up and enable our scientists to work on these technologies and to work on ways to combat it. There is no other option here. Something has to be done. Wake up, help me wake this country up. Wake up, intervene, help me wake this country up. That's the only way we will stand a chance. This concerns everyone, including you, your family, and your future generations. So wake up, please wake up.
The key is you cannot block out the sound even if you cover up your ears. That is because the weapon uses a physical phenomenon called the microwave auditory effect. In ordinary sound perception, sound vibrates our eardrums and is converted into mechanical vibrations. When the vibrations reach our inner ears, they turn into electrical impulses sent into our brain. This is how we normally hear. However, when we expose to microwave pulses, our body tissues heat up and expand rapidly, inducing vibrations directly inside our skull. These vibrations turn into electrical impulses in our inner ears and can cause a perception of sound even when there's no sound at all. Microwave hearing is actually nothing new, but rather a well-established area of research since the 1960s.
The weapons of this century aren't bombs and bullets and ordnance, but electromagnetic energy targeting the human being, which is a greatest revolution in military affairs since gunpowder.
Baggage is an expert in government mind control to broadcast information directly into the human brain.
Our government began spending a lot of time looking at how to modify behavior of human beings. Going back to the Korean War, in fact, in a publication, Low-Intensity Conflict in Modern Technology, they have a chapter on electromagnetic weapon systems, being able to not just to debilitate someone, but actually even to stimulate certain activities within the brain. If you can modulate a signal that the brain locks onto, recognizes, and begins to mirror or follow the frequency following response. The brain rhythms change, then it creates a chemical cascade within the brain and the emotions change. Now the resolution gets finer and finer and finer. And it used to just to be about triggering emotions. You could change people's brain chemistry pretty readily, change their emotional state pretty easily.
I've got the documents from NASA from Federal Times from back in the 70s, the DIA, talking about how they were going to use this microwave hearing to drive political targets crazy.
Good afternoon. My name is Connie Marshall. I'm a former mayoral candidate from Louisville, Kentucky. I have never been involved in any criminal activity. Survivor of assaults by directed energy weapons. The torture I've experienced consists of body overheating, body extremely cold, seizures, heart pain, earaches, itching behind eyes, burning behind eyes, swelling, headaches, involuntary movement of my limbs, exhaustion, speeding and heart racing, mind paralysis, being hypnotized or placed in a trance-type state, controlled dreams, sleep deprivation, V2K, which is voice to skull, projected sound, extreme muscle spasms, and extreme muscle cramps, being made to fall down, blue circles around the pupils of my eyes, and I'm here and you can look at them if you like, low frequency noises in my home, high frequency noises in my home, sexual stimulation.
Welsh is also a law student at Lincoln. Through her organization, Citizens Against Human Rights Abuse, she shared documents she's gathered with hundreds of people around the world. Documents like this from the United Nations.
It talks about the electromagnetic weapons, and the Russians wanted to ban the weapons.
In his latest book, Earth Rising, renowned author and speaker Nick Begich cites more than 30 patents that show mind control is possible by using light, sound, or electronic fields.
As long as the pulse rate is correct and it hits a window frequency.
Begich used this infrasound device to demonstrate on me.
I can hear it when you press it to my skin, but not when you take it off.
Right.
So that's sending the signal through my skin.
Through your nervous system, right into the brain, and the brain is decoding it. And so it's almost like it's right in the center of your head.
And you can do that even if you weren't touching my skin?
Not with this device, but if I were using a microwave carrier at a distance, we could achieve the same thing.
He says the sound could then be used to control my behavior, and the waves can be sent through any energy source.
We're in the beginning of a new millennium, and believe me, the stuff that's happened in the past is happening again.
Begich says the technology is not extremely advanced. If the military can figure it out, individuals can too. Once that happens, advertisers, politicians, terrorists, anyone could have the ability to control your mind.
Well, Nick Begich has been able to convince the European Parliament to call for a ban in the beginning of treaty dialogue for anything that can manipulate human behavior.
V2K, or voice to skull, is a weapon system which beams voices straight into your skull from thousands of kilometers away, bypassing all other conventional modes of communication used by humanity, including talking face to face. When done covertly, it's undetectable as well as untraceable using conventional technology. If gangsters like Mr. Vikas Dubey acquire this technology, they would no longer need to bribe police to inform them. You can have the ACP, DCP and the Commissioner themselves monitor 24/7 without their consent or knowledge. You could even go all the way up to the IGP, the Inspector General of Police. You can have the ACP, DCP and the Commissioner of Police monitor 24/7 without their consent or knowledge. When the gangster's name is heard or thought of by the target, which is the ACP, DCP or the Commissioner of Police or the Inspector General of Police, you, which is the gangsters or the accomplices who are monitoring the target, will get to know immediately with zero lag and delay. So in real time, you, gangsters, would know exactly when and what the police plan on doing long before they actually take physical action. Is this loud and clear enough? On a thought and planning level, when the top levels of the police department is non-consensually and without their knowledge compromised to this level, there is nothing to fear from the police. This is obvious when you look into what's happening in my life without having to comprehend the physical pulse attacks which cause physical pain So leave the pulses out and focus on what you're witnessing, which is voices of the PERPS, the scum, the small-time criminals coming out of my person, my body, and the live feed going out to society straight from our brain. This is conclusive evidence of the capability of this extremely powerful technology. I myself am approaching the government of India. All I am looking for is to end the 24/7 monitoring with zero privacy and the sadistic torture being perpetrated on me. This will happen when the powers that be raid, seize all copies of this weapon system and debrief me privately. The weapon system is what is too powerful, not this stupid, opportunistic, sex and drug orgy fueled scum filth which is squatting on my brain. When will the powers that be understand this? Orgy in modern usage. An orgy is a sex party consisting of at least 5 members who freely engage in open and unrestrained sexual activity or group sex. This is what is happening while these motherfuckers torture and send pain pulses. What started in a manner of speaking like comfort sex has been enabled into what is happening right now by the ignorance, apathy, incompetence and inaction of the powers that be, which is sadistic, perverted orgies while torturing me sadistically. This is how insane it's become because of the ignorance, apathy, incompetence and inaction of society and the powers that be.
A female police officer injured after rowdy history sheeter, one with a long list of crimes against him, opened fire on her. The police inspector has been admitted to hospital. She was shot at.
Welcome back. News coming in from Bangalore now. Well, a 34-year-old police sub-inspector has been stabbed to death by 2 vehicle thieves he was chasing on the outskirts of the Bengaluru city. Well, the sub-inspector has been identified as S. Jagdish.
खून में लथपथ पुलिस वाले, गोलियों की आवाज, पुलिस के आने से पहले गुंडे हथियार से लैस, पुलिस पर ताबड़तोड़ फायरिंग, फिर अपराधियों का भाग जाना। ये ना गैंग्स ऑफ वासेपुर ना मिर्जापुर वेब सीरीज का सीन है, ये कानपुर की असली वारदात है। 3 जुलाई 2020 उत्तर प्रदेश
now will show how a Jammu and Kashmir police inspector Parvez Ahmed Dar was sprayed with bullets by terrorists when he was going to the mosque to offer evening prayers. The injured cop was immediately rushed to the hospital.
Today, after being shot at close range by a terrorist in Srinagar. The incident is the second such one in 3 days, all of it captured on CCTV cameras located in the area. The policemen were taken to hospital, where both succumbed to...
राजस्थान के सीकर में बदमाशों के हौसले किस कदर बुलंद हैं, वो नजर आया एक बार फिर से, क्योंकि अब वो पुलिस वालों को भी निशाना बनाने से नहीं डर रहे। सीकर के फतेहपुर थाना इलाके के बेसवा गांव में 2 सिपाहियों पर बदमाशों ने फायरिंग कर दी। गोली लगने से दोनों सिपाहियों की मौत हो गई।
Bengaluru police say this camera captured the killing of Gauri Lankesh. The outspoken journalist shot at this spot at her home.
The Bengaluru police confirmed that the CCTV footage shows a man wearing a dark clothing and what appears to be a helmet.
She was shot from a close range and 4 empty cartridges have been recovered.
Gauri Lankesh got off the car and walked in. That's when a man around 5 feet tall, wearing a helmet, shoots at her. She tries to run inside and collapses. There are 4 CCTV cameras in this building, but the one near the garage captures all this.
For years, he's been among the most outspoken journalists in India, a reporter for whom telling the story, the complete truth, comes first, always and at any cost. Today, at a time when free speech and independent thinking are disappearing in India, NDTV's Ravish Kumar and his family face hate, insult and repeated often daily death threats.
अप्रैल का आखिरी हफ्ता था। अचानक मेरे फोन पर हजारों नंबर से हमला जैसा हो गया। ये हमला ही था, क्योंकि 10 दिनों तक 24 घंटे फोन आते रहे। रात के 2 बजे भी और दिन के 3 बजे भी। एक नंबर ब्लॉक करता तो 10 और नंबरों से फोन आ जाते। एक एक सेकंड के अंतर पर कई फोन आए। स्पेन, रोमानिया, लातविया, मलेशिया जैसे मुल्कों के नंबरों से फोन आने लगे। सबकी भाषा एक सी, सबकी धमकियां और गालियां एक सी।
Let's say you wanted to kill somebody with this. Well, there's a long list, and you can find a lot of them in my last book. But you could dip a knee while someone's walking down the stairs, make them tumble. You can cause all sorts of illnesses. The CIA calls them lingering ailments to disable the person, make them feel sick all the time, and have the symptoms of many diseases, yet not have the disease itself.
Surveillance video shows gunman Myron May walking into Strozer Library. He then walks out after he can't pass the building's turnstiles. Around 20 minutes later, you see May walk back in after shooting and wounding Ronnie Ahmed and grazing Elijah Velez outside. May then sets his sights on Nathan Scott, firing once behind this desk, wounding Scott. But then he either reloads his gun or jams. Nathan Scott and his co-worker then escape.
The attack came without warning, as seen on this airport surveillance video obtained by TMZ. 26-year-old Esteban Santiago pulls out his pistol and opens fire. Passengers run for cover as Santiago moves out of camera range through the baggage claim section, where police say he emptied his 9mm semi-automatic handgun and then reloaded once, killing 5 people and injuring 6 more. Tonight, the question is why a man who told the FBI he was hearing voices about ISIS thought the government had put a chip in his head. Also questions tonight why FBI agents in Anchorage, Alaska did not put Santiago on a no-fly list after he showed up there claiming he was hearing voices.
And that is that the true way that this technology works is that a complete DNA profile is obtained from the target. And then this information, the DNA of the individual, is used to determine the resonant frequency of the DNA itself. The resonant frequency is then used to fine-tune the technology, the radio frequency signals, the microwave auditory effect, and all of the other aspects of the technology to tune it perfectly to the resonant frequency of the targeted individual's DNA.
We are energetic electrical beings. That's how we work. Everything is electrical. Every signal that runs through our body is electricity. Every thought we have, everything we feel, every touch, everything we speak, it's all the result of electromagnetic signals floating around our body, impulses that come from our heart, from our brain, the way we feel a bench when we touch it. This is an electrical signal that's sent to your brain that tells you what the bench feels like. So it's all electromagnetics.
The true holy grail in terms of this technology is DNA resonant frequency. It taps right into the DNA and it does it remotely by resonating with the exact frequency that your DNA resonates. The overall effect of this technology is one that can control the mood, the attitudes, the thoughts, the feelings, the emotions, and thus the motivations and then the actions of the target. All day, every day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. It is infuriating. It is highly, highly illegal, and it must be stopped now.
There is more money in helping me than in helping the eunuchs who are squatting on my brain, hiding behind false anonymity. Read my profile. There's a lot more money if you help me. You can also extort money as well as help me at the same time. You can extort money from these motherfuckers and help me at the same time. Think carefully. There is more money in helping me. I've been sold out because of jealousy and sex. So is that all that drives you? There is more money in helping me. And you will get the rest of it if you want. if you're interested in sex and women and that kind of thing, you will obviously end up getting it once you get money. Think carefully. I've been getting death threats from these motherfuckers when they don't have the gun with them to assassinate me through the weapon system. These motherfuckers are squatting on my brain using an extremely powerful weapon system, which is also an assassination tool. So when they don't have gun with them for that, these motherfuckers are just going sadistically overboard with the torture, but don't have gun with them to kill me. So if anybody else listening, gangsters, understand what's happening here. If you take me out, then you'll push out a lot of tangible proof, which every police station from Bangalore to Delhi to Jammu and Kashmir know about. Which means if I get taken down by somebody in the real world, there will be an investigation and they will know these motherfuckers are hiding behind the killer. Do you understand?